Hello, everybody. This was an idea that I had a couple weeks ago, where I would just go through the top singles from every year, starting in 1950. So we're doing this one first, Moanin' the Blues. I just see that kid in the Walmart yodeling in my head. No offense, just sounds like every acoustic blues song jam from the 30s onwards. What year? Oh gosh, I don't know. Probably mid-80s. Mid-80s is going to be a freaking bop. Early 90s will be really strong too. Why Don't You Love Me? We're back to Hank Williams again. I'm so eager to get out of these. No, not Beyonce. Hank, where are you? All right, that was good. My freaking throat is borked. Do I know Japanese? I do not know Japanese. Turning Japanese.
Turning Japanese. Turning Japanese.
What do you think the next big musical genre will be like? I don't know. I mean, we're in the era of bubblegum bass right now, so I don't know where it could go from there. You hear a lot of 80s synths coming back, so probably maybe a bit of more of an electronic or retro swing, but I don't know what will be new. Is this the Walmart Kid song? Is this what he's singing? Oh, about time. Mayonnaise Core? 1951. Okay, The Thrill Is Gone. This is nice. This is just vocal jazz and blues. Feels like a lounge song. What did you listen to before reacting to all this music for the first time on here? Coldplay and Radiohead? Beach House, maybe? I can't. Neutral Milk Hotel. I can't remember what things I've discovered before and after reacting to stuff. I was a pretty basic, normal guy, and then getting into this stuff, I discovered a lot. Found more obscure things was the big thing. My genre of taste hasn't changed a lot, I've just found more. That's better. Muse is a good band? I don't know. They try to be prog and they try to be pop. Does it work? Yeah, the 50s had a very limited vibe, a very limited scope of what they were doing. I love doo-wop and brill building, man. We're getting there. That's going to be great. Popularity in school is irrelevant. School is not a good metric for how you will act in life. It's not a good analog for public interactions. I'm in the mood. We got electric blues here. I'm in the mood. Robert Plant. Oh yeah, the weird 80s music video. I forgot about that. Oh no. Oh, we gotta watch the video. What the hell is happening? I kind of want this to be the thumbnail for the video. Do you hate Marvel movies? Yeah, I do. I agree with Scorsese about them, let's put it that way. It's probably prime popcorn entertainment, but I don't hold them in very high artistic regard. Are there any movies you wouldn't watch? Go look at Wendigoon's disturbing video Iceberg. Basically anything below tier 2 or below I wouldn't watch. I do not handle gore very well. I have a very visceral reaction to it. I don't know why. I can take I've seen Straw Dogs and Clockwork Orange, which has rape scenes in them. Can handle that fine, but anything that it's like visceral gore, like I can take like decapitation or gunshots, but if it's like broken bones or torture, I'm like, I remember my siblings subjected me to Saw 5 at one point when I was younger, and I'm like, I freaking hated that experience. It was awful. It was a bad movie too. But so you don't like sadistic horror? Not really. Nihilistic, like things that are done just because they can be done don't appeal to me at all. I don't get it. Yeah, a Cannibal Holocaust has always interested me, but like knowing the infamy about it, I'm just like, I'll steer clear. And it's actually unfortunate because there's several movies out there that I really would like to watch, but I know that the gore would unsettle me. Like I've looked up the Parents Guide. This sounds so lame. The Parents Guide on IMDb to see like the exact gore that happens. And there's movies like The Fly and maybe Suspiria or Bird with the Crystal Plumage, one of those like Italian movies or something. Several others where I really want to watch them, but after seeing the gore that happens to be in it or the violence, I'm like, I don't want to watch this and wait for that to happen, unfortunately. Maz watched Night of the Living Dead. It's like, oh, horrible movie. I can't believe it. They just ate their brains. You're going to have birthday in 5 minutes? Happy birthday. You're finally 35 years old. Is this the guy that did Grandma Played the Numbers? Yeah, he did. From, what was that, Fallout 4? Favorite TV shows? MST3K is my favorite comedy show. It's cliche, but Breaking Bad is my favorite drama. It's a masterpiece. It has infamy for a reason. My wife and I have been watching animes. We're all caught up on Attack on Titan. We watched Death Note for the first time a few months ago. Fantastic show. We started Full Metal Alchemist, but then December hit and we haven't really gone back to it yet. What was the show that I watched on my own? Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is what I watched, which was very solid in ways. In other ways, not so solid. Full Metal's been solid. We're, I think, like 20 or 30 episodes in, and it still feels like it hasn't gotten off its feet. People fight, and then they heal in a room and talk about how they're going to get their souls and bodies back. Or their bodies back. Rinse, repeat. It's been cool, though. It's like a proto-Avatar. Should I just become a reaction channel? I mean, I already am. But should I become like Ludwig and Moist Critical and just react to random crap on the internet? Will my viewers finally like me? I love Townes Van Zandt. I have one of his albums on my list to do. That video of, I know this is a detour, but we're going to hop over here. This video from Heart-Worn Highways, the documentary. Like he's got his cigarette right in there. They're just smoking in the background while he's playing. I live in Western Colorado, which is like right next to Utah, where they filmed a lot of Westerns. So like, I am deep in the Western vibe over here, and I love this crap. It's so good. Anyway, sorry. Who the heck is Luke the Drifter? Hank Williams as Luke the Drifter. I thought we got away from him. Damn it. Favorite video game is Braid and BioShock, tied for first. My favorite Wu-Tang Clan member is Regis. We're not skipping the 50s, man. Music started in 1950. 1951's done. Going to 1952? Well, guess what, everyone? It's our favorite. He's back again with the hit David Lynch film Lost Highway. This one's okay. As long as there's no yodeling. It's just the same song. Same chord progressions, man. They couldn't figure out different chords. What year did they discover the fourth chord? Like 58? Big Gale. It's our first innuendo song. No Walters playing harmonica in the bathroom again. The Great Atomic Power. Bluegrass gospel. Close harmony. Interesting. Finally a change up, right? Here we go. This is their first most popular song. The second one is Satan is Real. What a song. These lyrics. That's going in my everything playlist right there. Yeah, do you guys want to hear Satan is Real? Oh my gosh, this cover.
Satan is real every day.
The lyrical content just does not fit this music style at all. Amazing. All right. We discovered a gem here today, boys. I know, right? We would have missed that one. There's gold in them hills. It's like, hey, let's go see Hank Williams and he'll play his one song 50 times with different words. And somehow, it like when you play Fallout, it doesn't get old, even though there's only like 8 songs that just play on a loop. Feels like we already heard this, you don't say. I really hope that we're crawling out of the Hank Williams pit. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any other content from me. I listen to only Hank Williams and nothing else. Oh my gosh. All right, so we made it through 3 years. I hate country now. Beer and mystery. Dude, beer and mystery is like my life. What is that color wheel on the whiteboard for? Well, it was meant to be to help me just like at a quick glance help with color comparisons. However, here's what's funny. I now just basically use this one. I now just basically use websites that can do this for me. And I don't need it anymore, but I think it looks cool. It's also the reason why I got all of the dry erase markers with different colors. But it's color harmony is more of what I'm saying here. So like blue, the harmony of this could be like, there you go, or like a nice little triad color, that kind of stuff. If you haven't heard a song before, you could try the B-side. That's a good point. How interested would you guys be if I randomly played the worst rated single from each year as well? Well, now you've got me intrigued. 1970? What is it? Oh. Oh my gosh. Hateful, misanthropic, vulgar, male vocals. They just smell that way. Oh my gosh. Johnny Rebel. Oh my gosh. That's all he made music about. For segregationists only. Oh my gosh, there's so much crap here. So rhythm and blues is just upbeat blues. Stronger link to rock and roll and pop. Umbrella term to describe the evolving sounds of urban America. Oh no, you missed so many classics. Ooh. A little bit doo-wop? Yeah. This is nice. 87? Is everyone just going through the different years and looking? Disturbing, violence, Christian, serious, soft. What could that be? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Because I want to fit in. You ever heard of Hank Williams? They don't have a good bathroom to do coke in. I think I've heard this. Uncle Buck. There you go. It says right on the review. This sounds really familiar. Apparently not. I'll take this over some of his other ones, like slow Hank Williams. It's interesting how rock and roll really took like the ethos of blues, but put it in a completely new instrumental context, you know? Be sure to like, subscribe. All right, so I have a question. We're going to do one of these songs, and then we'll come back from a break. We'll do a small break. Are we doing Sippin' Soda or Tell Me a Story? I think Sippin' Soda is going to win. I would personally vote for Sippin' Soda. All right, I think we're going to go with Sippin' Soda. All right, one of the worst songs from 53. Let's see what we got. we were so preoccupied that we didn't stop to ask if we should. It's not terrible, but it kind of sucks. You're not wrong. Okay, we've got enough of that. Is everyone okay with Hoop-de-Doo? Sipping soda. Sipping soda. Zing, zing, zoom, zoom. The sipping soda guy. Guy Mitchell seems like the most naive guy, but he's really just like nothing doing, you know? Gotta respect it. Okay, so for 52, I will not play the first one. That rightly deserves its rating. Good Lord. Jimmy, I hate you for bringing that song into the world. Were you responsible? Did you do this? Look at him. He's freaking this analog whore, man. Feet up, pat him on the popo. What? The narrator of the song is reforming from a previous life of low morals in order that he can be a good role model to his newborn son. The title refers to the tradition of spanking a newborn baby just after the birth to make sure it starts breathing. Like, it's the sipping soda thing. It's like, why are you making a song about this? Did he do? Is this Heartaches by the Numbers? Yeah, man. He did one thing that was right in his life. Dude. My Johnny. All of the Fallout songs are showing up finally. Sipping soda. I showed my wife. She's very impressed. There's a weird, like, insanity in the Fallout games because the soundtrack is so small. And you sink, like, over 30 hours into the game, and you're just like, I've heard these songs so many times. And I just connect it. Like, I hear that, and I'm just immediately, like, in a vault, shooting, you know, the mutilated guys with my rifle. Like, it just takes me right back. Man, something happened in 54 where just musicians got their acts together and started making good music. We gotta get the music landscape ready for the Beatles. They'll be here any minute. I don't want to be like, give me money. I'd much rather say, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Ready? Ding. Does Ariana Grande take influence at all? I think she's just, you know, the voice of a generation. The Wind. Nolan Strong. Ethereal Ominous. Dude, this sounds awesome. Has anyone heard this? This is odd. It's like a barbershop quartet that's not very good. I kind of like it too. Wind. Single, Telstar 62. Oh yeah, we're going to listen to it. I love Telstar. Great track. Has a reversed flushing toilet in it. My Madonna video has been up for, how many days is that? 8 days? It's at 1,500 views. But I've gotten like crap comments on this. Like, I'm a musician. I can recognize excellence. This track is just a masterpiece. I like this song. I don't know why people are talking like this. Like, I didn't think it was amazing, but people talking about religion, I don't know why. She says religion at the end of the song, but people are like getting really into that. I don't understand that. Uneventful. I mean, New Gen doesn't know much about Good Signs and how basically old pop is actually jazz. You're going to piss off the gays with this review. Like, I don't know what this means. It's weird. It's really odd. The guitar. Again. My Johnny. When will you listen to Neutral Milk Hotel in the airplane over the sea? I don't know. Maybe sometime soon. I'm sure it's a great album. But I don't know. We'll get to it. It's one of my favorite albums. Actually, I think I have my Topster chart on my PC. These are my favorite albums. I think this is my most recent list. I could be wrong, but I think this is it. It gets a little spotty as it goes down. And there's probably new albums I would put in here, but it's probably like 2 months old-ish. But anyway. Let's go to the worst track of 54. The Cuff Off My Shirt. Guy Mitchell, what was your deal, dude? Oh my gosh, yes. You think, go ahead on, your move. Tony!
Is
there anything wrong with Pat Boone? I really like Sam Hyde, not necessarily his content, but I love that he's just willing to... It's like mild transgressive humor. Or he's a mildly transgressive man who's just living his life. And his freaking TED Talk just slays me every time I watch it.
What inspires me is teaching African refugees how to program JavaScript. And they're sexualizing young girls, and it's getting to the point where even I have a problem with it. SodaStream will do for soda what 3D printing did for assault rifles.
Sorry, I love the 50s. The Goodfellas, probably. And Then He Kissed Me was also in Goodfellas. I love the innocence of the 50s when you could just use the word gay to mean happy. And in a modern context, it just strikes so differently. It's so funny to me. Because, like, the context just shifts completely. Why do birds sing so gay? I clicked the wrong thing. This riff sounds really familiar. Bad to the Bone. So what was Bad to the Bone? Who did that? The song adapts the hook and lyrics of Muddy Waters' Manish Boy. That was 82. So this was 55, and Bad to the Bone ripped it off in 82. I'm a hoochie coochie man.
Told me love was too plebeian. Told me you were
Plebeian? Hey Chuck, listen to this! The next song is by Little Richard. Or Little Dick, if you will. Yeah, pop songs knew their place, man. Where did 3.5 minutes come from, man? Like, we don't need that bridge and that extra chorus. It's like, just give us the goods and get out of here. Tutti Frutti. I assume this is Tutti Frutti, oh Frutti, Tutti Frutti, woo. Is it? Yeah. All right, you guys ready for the worst one? Tutti Frutti by Pat Boone. He just sucked all the life out of it. So, on Rate Your Music, the squeaky clean anti-Elvis desecrated a number of rock and roll's early hits with his sanitized Wonder Bread, I've got a 2x4 up my ass versions, but this has to be the most unintentionally hilarious of them all. This is just a watered-down bootleg of the original Little Richard classic. It's like you just took a song and just completely stripped any emotion and heart out of it. Amazing. Fever. Little Willie John. Little Willie John? Small penis toilet. Beyond the Sea is 26 for 60? Dude, get some taste. Presley was such a Chad. My parents would hate me if they knew this, but they're not watching. My parents apparently danced naked to Love Me Tender before they got married, or right after they got married, or something like that. And when I learned that, I wanted to kill myself. My dad also kind of looked like Elvis Presley when he was younger. It was weird. You did what?
And we trucked on down that old...
Wait a second. What did you say? We trucked on down. You gotta pronounce your syllables right. I get more physical looks compliments from guys than I do women. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm married to a woman, so I don't really care. But people say I look like Ryan Gosling a little bit, which there is one picture here. You know what? Since we're having a nice little fun time, let me find this picture that my family took one Christmas where I look very much like Ryan Gosling. This is on my Facebook. There. That's my Ryan Gosling face right there from 2012. And that's my wife right there. What do you think? I don't know if I look like him much anymore, but dude, my wife is way too hot. It's a problem. It's a constant struggle. Like, not to brag, but like, holy crap. That was one of our wedding pictures. We went for like a vintage Jimmy Stewart, Cary Grant vibe, and like freaking almost fainted. Okay, you guys ready for the worst song? What is a husband? All right, spoken word is cancer. Ooh. Okay. Well, it only has 4 ratings, but I want to see what this is. We'll put it in some nice light here, okay?
There are various ways of acquiring a husband. Candlelight, false eyelashes, homemade pies, wealthy parents, flattery, trickery, and determination. What are husbands made of? Pipes, waterproof watches, do-it-yourself kits, World Series tickets, fishing trips, conventions, receding hairlines, clumsy feet, and, when they disagree with you, fat heads. Nobody can come home so late with so many alibis and bring along so many friends for dinner without
This is
letting
awesome.
you know. A husband is lord and master with a dish towel in his hand, a tycoon pushing a lawnmower, and a metropolitan tenor singing in the shower. And when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and you look across the bed, the face you see is not Clark Gable, not Liberace. It's that unshaven, unkempt, bleary-eyed, wonderful hunk of a man, your husband.
What's wrong with that? That was awesome. That was fantastic. Honestly, 5. We're the first to give it a 5. Damn it. It's called No Other Love. It's number 4 by Edmund Hawkridge. Why is he singing like that? He did Moon River. I gotta hear this. Don't mock the handicap. It's almost good. But it's like, when you have that, like, river, it's like, I can't do it. He's trying so hard. The bear. He's got to take the cotton balls out of his cheeks. Try Tony Clifton. Bob Zamuda. Bob Zamuda.
Bob what? Zamuda? Bob Zamuda?
Married his cousin? Bro, nice. Just for a second. This is as orange as it goes and as bright as it goes. I'm like food that's being like served under a heat lamp. So now we got Jailhouse Rock. LGBT? Why? What's LGBT about Jailhouse Rock? Am I missing something? Oh. I see. Okay. I didn't even know that. I never heard the lyrics to it that closely. That's really funny, though. I don't have a problem separating the art from the artist because they're different things. Once it leaves you, it's its own entity. We got more Little Richard, which I don't love. At least he's fun, you know? At least he's got the energy. I think I like this the most of any Little Richard we've heard so far. I'm gonna add this to my everything playlist. This is nice. The vocals are the best of any Little Richard I've heard so far. Instrumental's good too. Nice. Crispy as hell. Is this KFC? I like what Buddy Holly did for production. But he was really one note. Like 80% of his songs are the same song, and then there's a few other ones that he like did differently that were good, but ooh. Dude, I'm glad we're not skipping the 50s. I'm not skipping any doo-wop. Man, so much Buddy Holly hate. We Will Make Love. Is that the consensus? Is Russ Hamilton a real person? We may have to go to YouTube for this. No, it's here. It is here. And it's remastered too in 2020. You guys ready for We Will Make Love by Russ Hamilton?
Oh, yes, we will make love.
Yeah, this guy is the antithesis of sexy. Let's make love. This guy's a Zeta male. Yeah, he's probably getting laid by like Mormons. Oh, is he a top or a bottom? He hasn't figured it out yet. He's constantly curious. Planned. Oh, sex. Let's plan some sex. I can't take another 10 seconds of this. Good Lord. End it now. Do I know Richie Valens? La Bamba? La Bamba's the B-side? Donna, Richie Valens. Oh,
Donna. Oh, Donna.
So is the La Bamba on here the one that I'm thinking of? This was the B-side? Yeah, the genre of, hey, why do I know this? What's this from? Was this in a Scorsese movie? I remember looking up the difference between patriotism and nationalism once, and I don't remember what the difference was. Like, patriotism is being, like, proud of your country, and nationalism is, like, putting your country before others, I think. Reported. Thank you. While you're reporting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Yeah. All I have to do is dream. This is like drinking maple syrup straight out of the tap. Alex, what do you think about Garlands by Cocteau Twins? I think it's their worst album. Honestly. It's super thin and wiry and just very rocky footing. I'm not into it at all. I recently watched Mysterious Skin, finally. I mostly wanted to see it because of the soundtrack. Wrong kid died. You don't want any part of this, do we? We're doing cocaine. I'm dropping frames. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It'll stop eventually, I promise. Mysterious Skin was incredible. I love that movie. Can't say enough good things about it. Soundtrack is amazing. And I love, how do you say his name? Greg Araki? That dude freaking just like imbues like 80s and 90s music into his art. Like it's just in there. And the fact that he was able to get Guthrie and Bud to do the soundtrack just like elevated it. Yeah, Snowfall immediately jumped out to me. Just fantastic. Absolutely great. Small Wayne. Petite Wayne. Is this one of the first instances of power chords? They realized, hey, we could play a power chord with no third and distort it to hell and it will still sound acceptable. This is a chunky recording. I could see this probably being in Pulp Fiction. Miserlou, like any kind of crazy, chunky surf rock. Tarantino loves it more than feet. It's your cousin Marvin Berry? You know that sound you've been looking for?
These are the 10 commandments. Don't let your parents down. They brought you up.
Oh my gosh, what a wretched piece of crap. At the very end, you know what? Just do the 10 Commandments. Oh. Okay, I gotta see what the Pussycat thing is. The Amos Brothers. All right, 1958 Hits Archive. Here we go.
Pussycat, 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 when her hair was soft and fine. Pussycat, fine. She
I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. Heartaches by the number. Troubles by the score. I have the best flavored Pringle. You know what it is? Ketchup? Oh, gosh. Ketchup is like... It's just white trash barbecue sauce. No adult should eat ketchup beyond the age of 12. Tomato? What is wrong with you guys? I just managed to insult all of Canada. No, it's the pizza one. It's the pizza one. Which may make me sound even more like a kid than liking ketchup, but... You're from Maryland? Have you met Beach House? You may have just changed my life. Oh, really? Yeah, they're a look at this. Look at that. It was like 2 years before the actual Beach Boys. I benefit a little bit from the dislike bar being gone because there's some videos I have that are very highly disliked, like reactions, that people probably would click off of if they saw the dislike bar. But they might watch it with a genuine... It's kind of like going into a movie not knowing the critical score, right? Sometimes that can be a benefit. So it benefits me in that way, but like that benefit is way below my like principle of having the dislike bar available. It's like a side symptom benefit for me. It's not like, yeah, good. I'm like, no, I want the dislike bar back. Great energy. It is bugging me that I don't know what I know that from. Another one, yet again, whoever said it, the era of, oh yeah, what movie was this in? Ray, you're so horny. Good. Interesting mix of hard bop and cool jazz. Very dynamic and compelling. Well, and I like biopics that cover like a small little bit of people's lives, like Ed Wood. 'Cause I find that way more interesting, and you can let the character breathe a little bit better, rather than try to make like a 2.5 hour movie about... Which is why The Aviator had to be like 3.5 hours long or whatever it was. Otherwise you wouldn't have been able to do it justice. Fantastic. Great. Loved that. Sleepwalk. Fun fact. This was the song that my mother and I danced to at my wedding. I can't remember what my wife and her dad danced to, but this... I asked my mom, like, is there any song that you can think of that you want to dance to at our wedding? And she picked this one. A little more exotica. I love me some exotica. Not because the music is good, but because there's hot women on the cover. Dude! He treats his objects like women, man. Ron Kubi. Shabam shabam. There it is. Take 5, we've obviously all heard, right? If not, great little bit of cool jazz. Take 5, one of my dad's favorite jazz singles, actually. And he actually gave me a gift once. Let me show you. My dad gave me this. I don't know what it has on it. Jazz Goes to College, Campus Concert Recordings, Volume 1, Balcony Rock, Out of Nowhere, and Le Souk. This sounds like garbage. It sounds awful. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll throw it on the record player real quick. Serious crackle. I'm pretty sure this is like an original pressing, and it's been around as old as this record is. There's like irreparable like scratches on it. And I'm like, cool, I'll never listen to it because I can't. So yeah, Jazz Goes to College was 54. Is probably when that vinyl got pressed. This is a very compelling bit of jazz. Let's check out the Beach Boys. Not the actual Beach Boys. This was 2 years before the Beach Boys were founded. I don't know who these guys are. Okay? Like, who are these guys? Wayne Edwards? No one knows. Okay? So we'll see what this is. You guys ready?
Hey, beautiful bathing beauty sitting on sand. Hey, beautiful bathing beauty. Catch a little fish and we'll take it home and fry it. Try another line, 'cause I'm on a diet.
Butter commercial music.
Just look them sandy movements.
Like, I want a documentary about these guys making a god-awful single. Yeah, dude. Oh, what if I put this in Paul Stretch? I'm so sorry. That was way too loud. Just add a little bit of reverb to this. That's pretty good. Gray Rock Trigo. It's too easy. This is a little bit scary, though. Alright, that's enough of that.
When I look at the ace, it reminds me that there is but one God. When I see the tray, I think of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Okay, I can't do this. This is really bad. Yeah, we gotta do this one. I have to know what this means.
7 little girls sitting in the back seat, hugging and kissing with Fred.
Keep your mind on your drive and keep your hands on the wheel and keep your snooping eyes on the road.
Dude, Fred is a baller. Oh my gosh. Like, don't worry, there's an orgy in the back seat with one man.
Dee-doo-dee-dum-dum. 1, 2, 3. Keep your mind on your drive and keep your hands on the wheel.
And a hugging with Fred.
Oh, Freddie.
Kissing and a hug.
Please go to this video and like my comment, please. Oh, man. Bad. Oh, bad. Real bad. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break, refill my drink. When I come back, I'll let you know if I can do 1960. If I can't, it'll be the end of the stream. Depends on how late I go. So I will be right back. Just give me one moment.